they actually decided to drop the Federal Reserve rate down 1/4 point. A lot of people were, thinking it would be about 1/4 point. Some, because of some of the different data that's come out, like with the jobs reports recently, was thinking that they should even cut it even higher, even closer to a half point.
Yeah.
A lot of times the Fed kind of, are a little conservative when it comes to something like that. So, I wasn't surprised to see that they cut the Fed rate down by 1/4 point. I had a lot of people reach out to me, saying, hey, the interest rates go down, whatever, because of this or whatnot. And I always have to remind folks that, the Federal Reserve rate is not the same as mortgage interest rates. And a lot of times what I've seen has kind of become a pattern as of late is that, when rates are cut, the mortgage interest rates actually kind of go up a little bit. When we are pretty certain, like how we were this time, that the Fed rate was going to be cut, the weeks leading up to that actually happening, I've seen like where interest rates will kind of go down a little bit, but then once that actually happens, once the announcement is made, rates typically either stay the same or go up a little bit. So it's kind of like
they tend to trickle down a little bit weeks following, but then right now, obviously, the market is so volatile, so up and down. And then, of course, when there's a new article, new story that comes out in the news, that affects everything.
A lot of times, that's why I tell people, I even was like, hey, sometimes it's better to anticipate it, because sometimes I was having conversations, people were like, hey, I'm going to wait till this happens. I'm like, well, look, we're already seeing signs of it, happening right now. So I'm like, let's go ahead and take advantage of it now, because we never know what's going to happen when that, when the actual announcement is made. And lately it's kind of been beneficial for people who've acted a little bit before the Fed has actually made the rate cut.
Exactly.